Have you been to California, seen the sights and people there?
Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Grace.
And we are
California Travel Videos.
And we are in downtown Boston. And do I mean downtown? Oh yeah, look at this. Public library. Next to it is a humongous church. Commercial buildings. Another beautiful church. Skyscrapers. Oh yeah, that too.
Oh wow.
And so Grace, I guess we're going to go take a look at Cambridge and home of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Harvard. That's, you know, they don't put the R's where they should be, and where they should be, they don't put them, like data is dater. What do you think about this area?
I think that they have a beautiful bike path down by the river, and we're going to go find that right now.
And we're full of beans, Boston baked beans. No, we're going to be going to Boston though, so what's up with that?
We are back on track with our journey, 80 days around the United States, and today we are going to visit the downtown Boston area. So it's September of 2019. When we went to Boston, we did have tentative plans. They didn't work out quite the way we wanted it to, but I always say you are where you're supposed to be. So
yeah, so we were coming from this direction off the freeway and going through the city streets, and you know, you got a 24-foot RV a couple feet more behind you with the bikes and looking for parking.
Parking was quite intriguing because we needed not one spot, we needed two to take up our 24-foot plus a couple feet for the bikes. And in order to park, you had to download an app, which was a little bit of a challenge because it would only allow me to pay for one spot.
Yeah, so that's the best we could do. So we found something down here in this industrial area and said, well, that's where we're parking. Let's go ahead and see some sights.
Make the best of it. Start that clock.
Initially, I thought, oh, MIT and maybe the Industry and Science Museum. And, well, you know, we went down by the water and, you know, should we go across the Charles River? All right, it looks like we have found the bike path here on the Charles River in Cambridge on our left, Boston on our right. And it's a fantastic day. Summer rowing at MIT. Yeah, that would be a good place to do rowing on the Charles River. Grace is saying hard to imagine all the fresh water going out to the ocean. And yeah, from a Californian's perspective is no. See, almost all the buildings here are concrete or brick. Looks like they're meant to last. We went along it and decision time.
I absolutely enjoyed that nice bike path on that side, but those big buildings and the city streets were just like right across the water, and they were calling Michael.
It was tempting me, and I looked at it and I said, you know, we can cross in bikes, it's going to be safe, and we're going to be just fine. And when we get, we'll see what happens. We can turn around once we get to this spot here. And so, yeah, there was actually a bike lane. You're going to see it in the video footage in just a little bit.
There is a bike lane.
But we did get, and we started heading in towards town. And I think up ahead here is a bridge that looks like it's not a freeway type of bridge. It looks like it's one that allows you to cross into Boston. Let's do it, baby. Do a little bit of Boston there. We have 2 hours on our meter. Tried to put in some more. This is all app driven. I'm assuming we can go here on bikes. Yes. Thank you. Crossing the mighty Charles River.
Don't worry about you. Don't worry.
Boston straight ahead. And up ahead I see some bikers, well, over on the other side that are, I didn't realize there was a bike path, so don't need to make a comment on that, but you can if you want. So apparently you can go across on the bike path next to the cars, and there's more bike paths on this side of the Charles River too as we enter Boston. Gorgeous old buildings here, covered with ivy, symbiotic relationship. And we're on Massachusetts Avenue, I guess it turns out, if you're interested. And I think here we're going to get a chance to wait for some cars. And where we stopped, we're at the Tommy Leonard Bridge. It says official greeter of the Boston Marathon, founder of the Falmouth Road Race. So Grace, then what?
Well, we did a little bit of riding in areas that we could find that were a little bit more safe and away from traffic. And we found this nice little common that was off the beaten path. And that took us up toward the Palace for the People.
The grand entrance lobby of the Boston Public Library has a beautiful decorative mosaic ceiling. It's important to note that this was done by mosaic artists of the time.
It is a gorgeous library, free to all. The Public Library, City of Boston, built by the people and dedicated to the advancement of learning.
And in that same area, there was a most beautiful church. And I found out about that a little later. I did some research because I'm always intrigued and fascinated by buildings and when they're built. But it was established 200 years before. It's called the Old South Church. The people first started congregating in that area in the mid-1600s. And then in 1873, this beautiful building was built. So you'll see that on our video as well.
Yeah, great spot down there. We're right in the heart of town. There's all these pedestrians. Our adrenaline, heart rate's kind of getting back to normal now. We're having a great time down there.
I once thought I was ahead, thought that I could raise the dead, never changed my way to be, never met a smile from me.
Now this is cool. Once you don't have any room on the street where there's parking, they have a bike line right with among the sidewalk. And as you can see, when you run out, then they say, okay, here you go again. Can we go here? I guess we can. Beautiful buildings downtown here, as you can see. Okay, and we find our way to Cambridge after, megapolis of Boston. And if you haven't been there before, you owe it to yourself to see how people drive in Boston. It is quite the thing. And we are here at Massachusetts Institute of Technology's. Not going to be able to see it today. We're kind of running out of time, sadly, but at least we'll do a little flyby here. Beautiful architecture on their buildings. As you can see, bikes by the hundreds. I'm sure every one of the parking lots for the campuses. Not sure where we're allowed to ride, so I'm going to follow this biker. When in Rome, do as the Romans, right? And of course, we're going to have to get back again, which is a whole nother story. But, as they say, bad decisions make good stories. So I wish we would have had a whole day if we would have parked somewhere out, kind of had some mass transportation, easy for me to say, to come on in and then see these sites. But we did the best we could with the 2 hours we had.
We did, and we absolutely enjoyed it. It was a perfect day weather-wise. The waterway was beautiful. Michael and I were so impressed with how much fresh water is on the East Coast. Because here in California, we always have the drought. So that was something that we really enjoyed as well.
Yeah, so we got to see a lot of the sites there, really had a great time, and we can't wait to go back again, but why don't we, in fact, go ahead and go on in and take a look and see what's going on.
Let's go!
And I was my only friend, on the floor spent fighting my own skin, wars I never win, but the times waited me out, gave me legs to fill with doubt, gave me wind of words to be, and I saw much more than I could ever hope. I remember time to time, as I look upon the climb, you get kicked and kicked around, but I know you'll bloom
to California, seen the sights and people there. Walked the streets of sleepy sea towns, tasted salty ocean.